Born in Chicago. Parents were Thomas and Evelyn Gill. My mother's maiden name was Zink. She was from Germany, and my dad was, she wasn't from German descent. My dad was Irish, and that was pretty much it. Got one brother, Thomas. Had a sister that died when she was like a baby, just weeks old. We didn't have the class thing like I have now, where you got a guy in a corner with $1 million house. Somebody here got a house worth $200,000 or something. Everybody on the block, all the houses were the same. Everybody knew everybody, and everybody we weren't rich, but we weren't poor either. We always ate. I don't know if you could. My dad must have done okay because we had a car, one of the first of the cars. We had the first TV on the block, only a tiny one, but we had it. And I remember the car had the two horns on the side. That's how old it was. Had the horns that come off a fender. The horns were on the fenders. And it would go off in the middle of the night because it had a short on it or something. And I forget if it was me or my dad went out there with a baseball bat and knocked the fucking thing off. I think it was probably him because it would have fit. Well, I like the guys because we all were in the same boat. And I always liked working with my hands, because I wasn't exactly an excellent student. And it fit in my wheelhouse. It was a good job for me for some reason. Just worked, and I liked it. If you like something, you're usually pretty good at it.
Yeah, what did you like about it?
I think maybe the physical part. I liked when you finished and you looked at it and it looked nice. Everything was straight, and I still got that habit of pushing stuff out of the way to make it that's why I can relate to Cora. We had the same kind of idea, same problem or whatever. You want to straighten just like that, or straighten. So if you look at something and it's crooked, you got to switch it. And if it looks straight, it looks good. Something like you created. And I was working at the post office, and obviously not going anywhere. And they were looking for tradesmen. They were looking to hire people. But that's one thing about fitters. They were all big, strong guys and heavy drinkers. But he called up and he called downtown. Bilky was the apprentice coordinator. And I remember him on the phone. He said, I got a big, strong Irish kid here looking to be an apprentice. And Bilky says, send him on down. They must have been short bodies, I guess. And I said, and I can't park. I got no money to get there. So the guy reaches in his pocket, gives me $10, which was probably a lot of money at the time.
Yeah.
He says, give it to me out of your first paycheck. So I go down there to go through the stuff, and I was hired almost the same day. So I go back to my dad and I said, I made it. And I told a story about the money. He reaches in his pocket, gives us this, you go back over there and give him his $10 now. So my friend of mine went to Spain because he wanted to see the original bullfights.
Okay, keep talking.
As he comes into town, he looks around and he sees that the bullfights are going to be on. And he spots this restaurant, says Gutierrez on it. He said, well, let's go in there. So they go into into the restaurant, and he asks the restaurateur, waiter, what is the Gutierrez? He says, well, senor, every Sunday we have the bullfights. And these are the balls of the bull, the Gutierrez. And he says, that sounds kind of rough. He says, no, it says, they are very, very good. He says, well, I'll try it. So, takes it, tries it, delicious. 100% meat, terrific. He says, that's excellent. He said, I'm going to come in here again a couple of times before I have to go back to America. He says, well, we'll be glad, we're very glad to have you. Comes in the next time, he said, give me the costeros, these big, beautiful bulls. Oh, gorgeous. He said, eat some. He says, this is terrific. And, well, his vacation's over, so he says, one more time I go there. He goes in there and says, give me the Gutierrez again. Then they come out and they're like this big. And he says, what's this all about? He says, senor, sometimes the bull wins.
Nice. That is awesome. That is awesome. At this point in your life, of which of your accomplishments are you the most proudest?
Being at this age of my life.
What basic philosophy do you live by?
Leave every situation better than you found it.
How do you hope to be remembered?
Nice guy. Took care of his family. What else? Honest. There's certain things you remember that are really exciting.
Like what? Share them all.
Well, I was going to shit can my Bears tickets. Oh. But when they opened against the Packers, fantastic. It was worth $3,000.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So it's excitement. Very exciting games.
Of your life, how would you describe Pat Gill? How he lived his life, who he was, and what he did?
Got lucky most of the time. Got more through luck than through ability. Right place, right time, I think, more than anything else. Know how to take advantage of situations, I guess. Honest. Work hard. Show up all the time. Do what you think is right. So.
Your dad met Al Capone.
Yeah, well, they were working with a plumber.
Okay.
And they did work in this bar. Used to do a lot of work in bars, I guess. And the guy wouldn't pay him. So there's no way to get him to pay him because the bar was connected, And the guy just wouldn't pay because he thought he didn't have to. And they went to bring it in front of Capone, and they looked. He said, Capone asked him, "Did you do the work?" And he says, "Yeah." And he turned to the bartender or the guy that owned the tavern and just said, "Pay the plumber." And that was it.
Wow.
That was it. Short and sweet.
You and Wally?
Wally.
What's describe Wally for the people?
He wanted to go to Hollywood. He was going to be in the movies.
He was your best friend, right?
Yep. Well, yeah, probably. I guess so. We worked out in his garage because he had weights. And Steve Reeves was Mr. America. First Mr. America it ever was. The start of Mr. America's. And he wanted us, says, we could get built up and we'll go to Hollywood. So, whatever. We had a place called Mother's. After a while, we went together almost every night. Remember, I used to pick her up on Sundays from St. Vincent's Orphanage. She took care of her babies there. It's on LaSalle in Chicago.
What was it about Mom that you liked?
Pretty much everything. She was pretty, dance, fun, you know. You can see she's a good girl, you know. Never fucked with her at all, really. Never. Sat on a porch and talked. I don't think I kissed her for maybe a fucking year. Maybe longer. I was afraid I was going to fuck it up, to be honest with you. That's my figure. If you just be nice and just talk, you know. Just sit in the car and talk. And her brother Joe, he would walk by and just look in the car and see what's going on. It's comical. I said, "How you doing, Joe?" But it was a Thunderbird with the thing in the center. So even if you had been a gymnast, if you want to do anything, you could lucky you could sit in it. Every time we went out, she would buy a steak. Wouldn't drink. She never drank anything. Never drank anything. But she would always order a steak. We used to go to this place, Biasetti's. It's on Irving Park and Ashland. I think it still might be there. They had butt steaks with mellow. Dates then were strictly Saturday night. You know, you weren't doing anything the rest of the week.
During the week?
Well, you were working. You know, it wasn't physically possible.
What would you say was the best time of your life?
Going out with Mother. Young, 21 to 31. They're probably the best years. You know, after that, it was good with the kids. Kids are always fun. Just the fun is different, you know. You have different kind of fun when you're drinking and running around younger. You're doing one thing. You got a family. It's still fun, but it's just different. But it's fun. Some stuff I enjoy with watering the fucking plants, really, to tell you the truth. Like therapy. I mean, I don't mind.
Simple as that. Something as simple as that.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
You just go out there, and if you did it for 5 minutes or 5 hours, we're making a difference.
Has there been times in your life where you kind of felt a higher power? And
Oh, yeah.
Like what are times?
When you really get desperate, you pray to God.
What were those?
Please help me out of this.
Can you remember any of those times?
Sure, when you're sick. That's when you the older you get, the sicker you get, the more you believe in God.